You're listening to TFP, the fan's perspective.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, charlietrix, and I'm here with my man.
It's your boy jhanboom. What's poppin'?
And we got my brother.
Remise, what's good, everybody? And we're starting this week off with some animal stories. We always got the best
Animal assassin.
The animal assassins, the killer creatures, and jhanboom's gonna set it off. So,
Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy jhanboom back in the streets again. Happy Saturday to everybody that's watching TFB. Shout out to our supporters, subscribers, nudes, and everybody. I love y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. We're gonna bring you some local news. You know, jhanboom loves the local news. You know what I'm saying? From cul-de-sac stories, beaver, porcupines. We got crocodiles, and now we got another thing hitting the tough streets of Newark. Besides crimes and robberies, there's another thing going on in Newark which took in the MTA by storm. Earlier this week, a bull was caught by Penn Station running around in the tracks. Now you're saying, damn, this is some bullshit. Same thing Newark said, but there was a bull on the way to a sanctuary that somehow during the rest stop got loose, ended up in the tracks by Penn Station, caused all types of delays and trains and people confusion. People don't know if the bull was going to attack him, but thank God they tranquilized my man. They got him back on the motherfucking road. What we got? One of those what's some trucks that they put the animals in, like they got the horses in.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Like
I don't know what it's called though, but
yeah, either way, they loaded up the bull back. MTA continued. People were mad as hell because they were late to work. But anyway, your job ain't shit, so don't worry about a thing. You ain't gonna get fired.
He didn't last like the crocodile.
He didn't.
The crocodile was gone for a while.
Yeah, this was about maybe a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? But
can't mess up
traffic.
traffic.
Because two things.
Can't mess up our commute.
So
we'll get you.
Let me add on, Johnny. I saw this morning a picture of the bull.
Right on.
Like safe in a pen.
Yes.
With a bunch of hay being fed and made to feel comfortable.
It's way better than train tracks.
Yes, he made it back to the sanctuary successfully.
Yeah. I saw it this morning. I saw the picture on Twitter. He was chilling, eating his food.
Yeah. That's what's the good part about the situation. The bull wasn't hurt. All that happened was a couple delays. He got to the sanctuary where he was essentially on his way to. He got his hay. He got his hose. He's ready to go, man. Shout out to the Newark bull.
He got some long ass horns.
That's it was a dangerous situation. It could have gone out of hand
if he would have stuck somebody.
I think it doesn't get into detailed how, but they did tranquilize him. So I'm thinking this from the top of the platform. Someone must have shot down on him, tranquilized him, then tied him up, put him back in the loading truck to take him back.
Yeah, so he was just stuck there.
He was just stuck there. Thank God, because imagine he was on the platform, he would have been fucking going ham on people.
People trying to get to work.
No one's ready for that.
Running of the bulls.
Well, there would have been a lot of sliders
8 a.m.
later that day.
No one is ready to get attacked by a bull.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Unless you're in Spain.
You know, especially if you're high, you're like, nah, that's not a bull. That's just me tripping on this motherfucker's sativa.
Right. Nope. God forbid you're wearing red.
Oh, God forbid. Bloods.
All right, we'll put one up. Let's put the bull up in a maybe section right now.
Got caught too fast.
Yes, he got caught too fast.
Well, he did thug it out in the mean streets
of Newark.
In the train station.
Train tracks.
In a very grimy area. So we're going to consider him.
The train was afraid of him, you know what I'm saying? They want no bullshit.
Hit the brakes. Hit the brakes.
All right, what else we got on deck?
Next story is a little bit more in depth. It's a oldie but a goodie. You know how we love our birds, our cocaine smuggling birds into British Columbia. Pigeons sending messages from Guadalajara and back. Now,
roosters.
Now we got an oldie. Now this story is from 2014, but I found it. You know how I do, looking for a little porn, saying on a little sign. I get one of these in my algorithms, and here it is. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it. Y'all chime in. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So this is a story. Back in 2014. Okay, so Nigel the Parrot has said cheerio to his British-born owner and buenos dias to another family. The African gray parrot spoke with a British accent when it disappeared from a Southern California home 4 years ago. So that's 4 years prior to, I guess, 2014. You know, it's about, do the math, motherfucker. But Nigel spoke Spanish when he was found and returned to Darren Cheek of Torrance last week. That's down. I guess that's down the tough streets of California.
Cali.
Someone found the bird and turned it over to a vet who found Cheek by accessing the bird's microchip. So the bird had a microchip in his ass. So Cheek, who is British, and one more time, Cheek, who is British, said he wept tears of joy, but on Wednesday he gave Nigel to the Torrance family, who had kept the bird for the 4 years he was missing. The family member emailed the paper after hearing about Nigel's return and said that they were heartbroken after the bird flew away from their home earlier this month. And that's this month, 4 years ago, -4. Lisa Smith said her grandparents bought the parrot. They called Morgan after the spicy rum Captain Morgan, that the gentleman features a parrot on his shoulder in the motherfucking picture.
It's a way better name than Nigel.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go out on a limb on that and say he preferred Morgan.
Cheerios, mate. It learned Spanish from the Guatemalan grandfather. So the grandfather took the bird like my man took the Karate Kid in.
And the grandfather named him Morgan?
The grandfather named him Morgan.
Taught him Spanish.
And there was a little thing that he used to call him. Narrow macho. That's what the conversation used to be between the when the bird heard narrow macho, the bird used to come. Says Ruben Hernandez, 86. Now this is the granddad. Called to his feathered friend on Wednesday at the home of the Redondo Beach veterinarian who found Nigel. We're just over the moon, Smith told the newspaper. Smith said that the bird had become a special friend to her grandfather, especially in the 2 years since he lost his wife, unfortunately, who used to whistle tunes to the bird. The parrot is one of the last mementos from my grandpa, she wrote in her email to the Daily Breeze. Morgan's loss has been hard on him. And, it just didn't feel good for him, man. He lost his wife.
So it's like Paulie, but
with Paulie,
instead of a little girl, it's old grandpa, a nice
old grandpa. They found him.
I think the thing we got to point out here too is that obviously the guy gave him back, right?
Yes. So essentially, the bird was given back to the British primary owner, but after receiving the email, the British owner actually gave it right back to the family who has had the parrot for 4 years to be that companion to the grandfather.
Wow, good man. Kudos to him. Maybe Foxhoven worthy?
Could be, but this is, jhanboom got to put a little bit of input in it.
Okay.
He gets the bird back. The bird is speaking Spanish. He's watching novellas. And he's not answering to Cheerio or whatever British accent comes with after that. That's the only thing I know. And mate.
So what do you think? What do you think happened?
I think he got maybe tired of the arepas. Now the bird wants a little bit of rice and beans instead of pork roll. What they eat out there in British. He don't drink tea no more. He wants Bustelo. A lot of changes. 4 years.
You think the cultural difference was too much?
He said, you know what? Fuck this bird, man.
I'm sending him back to Guatemala.
I'm sending him back to the Guatemalan
Get out
family.
of here, Nigel.
Which fits him better. Better name, better companion.
Name. Morgan after Captain Morgan. Dope.
And they watch his favorite novellas that the bird likes.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Listen, shout out to the parrot for
bilingual
Nigel Morgan,
super threat.
Nigel Morgan dipping back and forth.
For sure.
He's learning languages. He's like keeping different families whole.
Right.
Yeah, providing a loving, caring companionship to multiple families from
now I'm
different
thinking
cultures.
this happened in 2014. I just found the story. I'm guessing Morgan Nigel, let's go Morgan, is probably still with the family now doing his thing.
Or maybe he, flew off to the next family that he needs to save, like Jiminy Cricket Landing.
Stay tuned. He might be in Russia next.
All right. Well, listen, I got a story that I want to add into the Animal Assassins playbook for this week.
These guys are making the cut, I think. These guys are making the cut.
This is a really interesting story. The title of this article, there's a few of them I'm going to quote from, but the main one I'm talking about is from AP News. The title is A Population of Hard to Eradicate Super Pigs in Canada is Threatening to Invade the U.S.
Whoa.
So check this out. I'm going to read a little bit from this. An exploding population of hard to eradicate super pigs in Canada is threatening to spill south of the border, and northern states like Minnesota, North Dakota, and Montana are taking steps to stop the invasion.
It's not happening.
In Canada, the wild pigs roaming Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba pose a new threat. They are often crossbreeds that combine the survival skills of the wild Eurasian boar with the size and high fertility of domestic swine to create a super pig that's spreading out of control.
No joke. A super pig, they're calling it.
So there's a professor up there who's quoted calling them the most invasive animal on the planet and an ecological train wreck.
You thought lanternflies was annoying?
Yeah,
this is no
pigs.
joke.
So here's a little backstory. The pigs are not native to North America, and while they did roam in parts of the continent for centuries, Canada's problem dates back only to the 1980s when they encouraged farmers to raise wild boar. They encouraged farmers to raise wild boar. The market collapsed after peaking in 2001. And some frustrated farmers simply cut their fences and let the animals free. So they let these wild boars out. It turned out that the pigs were very good at surviving Canadian winter. Smart, they adapted, and they were furry.
Okay.
They eat anything, including crops and wildlife. They tear up land when they rooted for bugs and crops. They can spread devastating diseases to hog farms like African swine fever, and they reproduce quickly. So they can have 6 piglets in a litter and raise 2 litters in a year.
So they
these piggies are wildin'.
eat anything, they reproduce super rapidly, and they spread hella viruses and destroy land. Billions of dollars.
It sounds like Canada is Canada, right? It's happening.
Yeah,
I think Canada needs to invest in a couple leopards, tigers, and lions. Because the way I see these, I don't know. Now there are super pigs, so I don't know if the standard way that they attack a warhog or pigs, lions, just might be a little challenged. But the way I see it, get some lions out there.
They need some hybrid lions, like ligers. They need some ligers to handle this.
So here, there's a little. Pig. Here's how bad the problem is, right? This means because they reproduce so fast that 65%. Or more of the wild pig population could be killed every year, and it would still increase.
Whoa.
Hunting, the problem only made it worse. The success rate of hunters is only about 2 to 3%. And several states banned hunting because it makes the pigs more wary and nocturnal, tougher to track down and eradicate.
So the pigs figured out that they were being hunted and started covering up their tracks. They changed their pattern of behavior. These pigs are legit, man.
And even worse, wild pigs already cause $2.5 billion in damage to the U.S. crops every year, mostly in southern states like Texas, and they can be aggressive towards humans. A woman was killed by wild pigs in 2019. So eradication up there, they're saying, is not even possible any longer.
It's over.
But
they won.
They're up to at least 62,000 wild pigs roaming that area by Canada
that
and
is
the northern
crazy.
Border. But
in North Dakota, like right at that border.
Yeah, so it's interesting. And now the U.S. states that are up there are like, what the hell are we going to do? And they're trying to take steps to make sure it doesn't, spread like crazy. One of the things they do is as soon as they notice one, they try to go and attack that spot immediately where they find them. But I don't know how successful they're going to be.
They plant traps.
This is crazy.
Here it says that could include big ground traps with names like Boar Buster or net guns fired from helicopters. Some states and provinces embrace crowdsourced squeal-on pigs tracking programs. Scientists have also studied poisons such as sodium nitrite, but they risk harming other species. They're so desperate to stop these things that they're thinking about, can we poison these pigs?
Shit, man. They're about to drop a nuclear bomb out there the way they sound. They're about to do whatever it takes.
Why can't this bring the bacon price down?
Well, that's what I was saying.
Especially the apple wood. smoked.
Yeah, right.
There was a market, apparently. I guess it dried up in 2001. Nobody wants wild boar meat anymore, but I can't imagine that these hunters that go hunting for meat wouldn't want to take up one of these. I don't know.
Right.
But I don't know what I'm talking about, so who the hell knows?
Totally, yeah. Maybe it's completely different. I just think, man, I wish bacon was cheap.
Now, I go right back to the lion situation, because you said when they start to hunt them, they go nocturnal and they hide and shit. Like, I seen the way lions, leopards attack these warhogs, the pigs, that they literally dig themselves into a hole. Like the pigs they kind of like
burrow.
They
Essentially,
yeah,
just burrow into the ground.
Yeah, they burrow right into the ground, hide in there. Motherfucking lions are digging up these holes and pulling them the fuck out. Canada needs what the fuck camera? Canada needs some motherfucking lions out there.
Now here's the thing. Like, granted, they did say the pigs killed a woman once, but I think I'd rather have a pig infestation than a lion infestation.
No, that's what I'm saying. Strictly for the hunt.
So they just let them out and then bring them back in?
Get those special tigers from Africa. Get like 4 or 5 of them. Send them out. See how it works. Right? If it doesn't work, then get them out of there. Have my man with the tranquilizer sniper ready. Take them out. Boom, boom, boom. Back to Africa. They go.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to say this. On the lineup for today, we got 3 animals.
Pow.
We got the crazy bull, the New Jersey train
bull,
Newark train bull.
They're causing no types of bullshit.
We got the parrot, who this intercontinental dipping down south somewhere, learning a different language, and
every 4 years.
What if he's a spy?
I know
He could be.
This guy, I'm suspicious of this parrot.
Yeah, me too.
His name isn't Morgan. It's not Nigel. It's James Bond.
Yeah, now he'll have a different name wherever he goes. People just changing his shit.
No, and he doesn't need a passport or anything. Nah. Something about this guy. We've seen how smart birds can be. So
yes,
and he hid that chip for 4 years. They discovered him when he wanted to be discovered.
Yeah, he switched it back on.
First time to the vet, nah. He was doing one of those.
Morgan knows,
like he's plucking his feathers.
And then we also have the super pig. So let's do these votes for today. First of all, I'm gonna go with a hard yes on the super pigs.
Oh yeah,
there's no way
savages.
You can be that much of a beast and not make it. It's TFP.
Pigs join the animal assassins.
Animal assassins,
right with the pigeons that can sneak into
super
prisons.
Super pig is in. Let's talk about the New Jersey bull. Well, what do we think about the bull? You know, he stood his ground in the tough streets of Newark.
Yes, that's standing on business.
He's got 2 sharp swords sticking out of his head,
straight up sabers.
And you know what? He shut down the train system for a couple hours. And let's face it, to get him out of there, they had to put his ass to sleep.
Yeah,
nobody was trying to touch him. So
fuck that.
He's a little dangerous, but it wasn't much of a wild kind of event
chase,
with him.
Right? You know, like not like the crocodile. The crocodile was on the hunt.
I deal with 2-hour delays of trains plenty, so I've seen that before. It's it's annoying, but he just did a tiny annoyance.
Yeah, he actually did people a favor because people that didn't want to go to work, now they have an excuse. There's the bull on the tracks. Like, I don't know what to do. I'll be there after 12.
I don't know. I guess for me personally, I'm gonna have to hold off on New Jersey's bull right now. He's got to do more.
You're on the wait list. Break out of the sanctuary.
The bull,
find another set of tracks to slow down their commute, and then we can start talking about this serial commute destroyer.
We want to give you that title.
The bull is gonna go hang out with Flacco the owl.
Flacco the owl.
And then
Flacco just wants love.
We'll get back to those later. But what are we going to do with this parrot? Let's talk about the parrot. I mean, listen.
Yes.
We have a lot of concerns about the parrot.
Yes.
So I don't know if I trust him with the rest of the team.
Yes. The parrot can be trusted,
but
he can do 4 years with a different home, infiltrate your home. You learn your language.
Make you fall in love.
Become best friends with your abuelo.
He can infiltrate the most sensitive part of the family, the grandparents, which is delicate people that we need.
He's in for life at that point.
Right? RP to my grandmother, you know what I'm saying? So
I don't like this parrot.
But this parrot is a spy, maybe, a thug, and an infiltrator. He's a burglar.
Yeah. He's a birdler.
Yeah, I'm Latino.
Listen, I think that if we're so worried about the dangers that he causes, then he absolutely must be.
That means he does.
An animal assassin.
He's got to be a killer creature.
Because I think if you mix him with the pigeon that smuggles cocaine from the British Columbia, which he already knows British, they get together. It's a motherfucking.
For all we know,
it's a drug trafficking in birds that we've never seen before.
For all we know, this parrot is the head of the family.
Yeah, we never know.
He's definitely high up the ladder.
He's some.
The pigeons are they're the soldiers. They're at the
Well, it looks like we have the votes in, ladies and gentlemen. New Jersey Bull is not gonna make it this time.
We're sorry.
Sorry, man.
The double language speaking parrot.
The bilingual parrot.
What's his name?
Speaks birds.
Nigel Morgan.
Nigel Morgan.
The assassin now, TFP assassin animal parrot is in.
Yes.
And of course, last but not least, this Canadian super pig is absolutely an animal assassin.
Savages.
There we go.
Can you dig it?